Hi, and welcome to Rabbit and Moon Tarot. My name is Angel, and I'll be doing a collective read for the full blood moon eclipse that's happening tonight. So, I did check the NASA website, and if you are living on the west coast of the United States, maybe like say in Los Angeles or Seattle, you should be able to see it pretty clearly from the hours of 9 p.m. tonight till about 3 a.m. Early in the early morning hours of March 14th, Friday. So if you have the pleasure of having that sort of situation, enjoy that beautiful moon. Now, I do want to go forward with the pre-shuffle, but I always want to do my tarot spiel. So if you've been here before, I put chapter markers in. You can go ahead and pop on over to the pre-shuffle or the reading proper, but I do want to do my little tarot spiel for those who are joining me for the very first time. So, tarot is a tool for self-reflection. It's here to help you guide and make decisions in your own personal life according to your own inner moral compass. It is not set in stone. It's not, this is your fate and you cannot, deviate from it. That's actually kind of the opposite. It's meant to show you themes that are happening in your life currently. So when I pull a card that I feel is divinely guided by my ancestors, by my spirit guides, or the universe, I'll say, hey, this card came out. This is what it means. How does that make you feel? How does that resonate? Is it touching on themes in your life that you've recognized? Are you starting to notice cycles? Tarot is to help us identify themes, patterns, habits, cycles, so that we can address them accordingly and continue in pursuit of our own particular brand of happiness. And like I said, it is not set in stone. I'm just reading the energy as it stands right now. It's liable to change based on decisions that you make or the decisions that other people make. You are the maestro of your own destiny. And I believe in destiny and fate, but I also believe they only take you to a certain point, and it's up to you to make a decision. Destiny and fate, they can bring you to opportunities, pathways, doorways, spiritual awakenings, if you will. But it's up to you to decide to act or not to act, to say or not to say, to accept it or not to accept it. Because you're co-creating your own story with the universe, using your better judgment, your inner moral compass, and pursuit of your own personal brand of happiness. So with that, let's get into the pre-shuffle. I am going to just do a quick little shuffle. Wow, that was a little lackluster. Way to go there, Angel. I'm going to cut the card deck twice. I'm going to cut down the middle and then read the bottom and the middle as part of the pre-energy about how maybe the collective is feeling coming into this reading. So let's see. I'm going to cut the deck. Okay, so at the bottom of the deck, we have the Ten of Pentacles. And mid-deck, we have the Queen of Swords. Okay, I like this energy. And here's the reason why. I'm getting a really big energy of someone who has done a lot of inner work as well as outer work. And what I mean by that is this makes me feel like, especially when I hold this Queen of Swords, you may be an air sign, specifically a Libra or an Aquarius. You've done a lot of work internally and externally. Like I said, when I mention that means when I say internally, I mean looking into self, introspective. Looking at your past behaviors, past opinions, past, thought processes, and really kind of digging deep and saying, okay, why did I do that? What were the reasons? What were the motivations? How is that helping me or harming me? Also learning from your own life lessons, because let's be real. The Queen of Swords realizes that life is the classroom in which we learn our lessons. And the Queen of Swords is privy to that. This energy doesn't have an issue looking back and recognizing their flaws, their wounds, their traumas, but has not stopped living their life. is still moving forward in their power. However, they're a little bit more discerning about who they give their energy to. Now, this 10 of Pentacles is the reason why. This person has done a lot of work to create a level of stability in their life that they want to continue to grow, continue to foster, to continue to add to. So for those coming into this reading, if this resonates, I feel like, honestly, I just heard, I don't have a lot of time for BS. I know what I want. I've kind of already gone through certain cycles and situations in my life that I don't care to repeat. And so I am a little more discerning about who I give my energy to, my time to, my love to. I'm also hearing, it's not that I don't forgive, but I want to see action. You can tell me that you've changed, that you have a new view on things, but show me in your actions, because I'm trying to protect this 10 of Pentacles that I'm building for myself, that I'm in pursuit of, and is my ultimate goal. All right, let's continue forward. Sorry, my hands are small, and most standard tarot decks are a little bit hard for me to manage. Okay, so do one more shuffle. Okay, let's cut the deck. Oh, a little bit lopsided, but that's okay. Bottom of the deck we have the Justice card. Oh, I love that. Look at that big wolf behind it. That's Fenrir, I believe. I could be wrong, though. Just a wild guess. And then we also have the King of Swords. We just had the Queen of Swords, and now we have the King of Swords. Let me just address the obvious. For those who resonate and understand terms like soul connection, soulmates, twin flames, divine counterparts, there is something about this reading during this full blood moon eclipse that may or may not touch on themes of this kind of divine connection. For those that are unfamiliar with those terms, it is a term that is used in the tarot community as well as some spiritual circles that means a connection that is connected through love and spirituality in pursuit of self-betterment and self-actualization. I'm not sure why I said actualization like that. It came out very strange. Not really sure why. So maybe someone in the collective has a little bit of an accent. Why did I say that like that? Anyways, I'm not really sure why. But let's continue on. Okay. So, King of Swords and Justice. So, first of all, let's focus on the King of Swords. I just said the Queen of Swords, and this doesn't have to do with gender either. These are just the energy names in the cards. Pardon me. I had to hiccup, and for those that are new here, when I hiccup, it means that I'm channeling something specific. And I just said King of Swords and Queen of Swords. So specifically, the King of Swords, I believe, is Libra, and the Queen of Swords is Aquarius, I believe. If I'm mistaken, you can go ahead and put it in the comics. Put it in the comics. Oh, please, don't do that. Put it in the comments, and I'll make sure to commit it to memory, the right order. But I do believe that the King of Swords is Libra, and the Queen of Swords is Aquarius. The King and Queen represent a soul connection, soulmates, divine counterparts, or at the very least, a deeply, deeply connected set of people. Only you can really say who the person in your life is, because I don't know your exact situation. So only you can define and decide what this person means to you. But in regards of this reading, this is about a connection between two people. Two very logical people who like to see, I want to see the receipts. I want to see evidence. I want to trust the data. In some instances, I do feel like maybe these two people who are represented by, by the king and queen. Sometimes they put head over heart. Okay, so now I'm hearing, well, one does. So one puts logic over emotion while the other one just, one does put logic over emotion in most situations. The other tries not to show their emotion and tries to move forward with logic first. Interesting. And then we have justice. And it's funny that I'm sitting here kind of figuring out, and I'm holding the cards the way that I am, and I've been doing like this because the justice card generally has scales on it. So, collective, are you connected to someone that maybe you're not actually together, but you're trying to figure each other out? There's I felt like I was unconsciously doing this. And we have the Justice card. So King of Swords, I'm sorry, I'm interpreting, but I need to tell you what these cards mean. The King of Swords is someone who makes decisions through logic. The making of decisions through the heart space is not what the King of Swords does. They take the information, the data, the evidence, the receipts, the logic, and makes decisions through them. They tend to be a little bit firm. They're not unkind, but there's a stoicism to this energy. With the Justice, this has to do with getting what's owed to you, especially when it's in the upright like this. Pardon me, move my hands a little bit forward. Especially in the upright like this. It's getting what's owed to you. It's the payoff. It's you've done the work. It's giving kind of all that work and effort and, trudging through the mud is all leading to this moment right here, the payoff, the reason why all this has come to be. And it's interesting that that's the message that I'm getting, because full moons are about completion, about ending one cycle and moving into the next chapter. Okay, so pre-shuffle, we have the energy that the collective may be dealing with another person that they are connected to, but I hear a balancing act. There's this balancing act that may be happening between you two. This balancing act trying to figure each other out. Maybe one person's tries to lean a little bit more on logic, and the other one is trying to balance logic and emotion together. But when I think of, and when I've meditated on the full blood moon eclipse, I broke it up into different sections. I thought, okay, let's meditate on the blood moon. What does that make me feel? What feelings does it elicit? What is Spirit trying to tell me in relation to this energy that we just talked about? And I got the term courage. I got the word courage. I got to change. I got this feeling of change is coming, but don't resist it, because if you resist it, then it adds more pain. It's kind of like a go with the flow kind of energy, and not to cling to a past. Sometimes you have to release things. And again, that's in line with full moons. You got to release things that are done and bring in things that are starting. But specifically with this, when I'm meditating on the blood full moon, there's this, I get the inclination you really need to release something because it's not working for you. It's not resonating with you. It's no longer serving a positive in your life. It may actually be holding you back. And what I just heard in the moment while I was trying to get my words around that was, what you need to release, what you know needs to be released. If you're still holding on to it because of comfort or fear of the uncertain, it will be ripped away from you. So if you're in a terrible job situation and you're I need to change my job. I need to change my job. I'm unhappy. I'm working terrible hours. The They take advantage of my work ethic. They expect me to work overtime for little pay or don't even document it. I know I need to leave, but have you made any actions? Made any headway? You've got to release that and find something that is more fulfilling, that's more fair, that pays you better, whatever it is, because if you don't do that and the universe is like, you recognize it, we as the universe, the cosmos, don't recognize it, and you're still not making the moves, we will take it away from you so that you have to. And I don't want anyone to be pushed up against a hard deadline like that. I'd rather just people recognize, this isn't for me. This isn't for me. I need to make a change, something that shows me that they value my work ethic. Oh, pardon me. That's my meditation notes. And if it were a relationship, same thing. It's if you know this relationship is no longer filling you with joy and happiness and is fulfilling and supportive, then you have to do yourself a kindness as well as the other person and recognize when it is the time to step away. If you all are not happy anymore, the initial breaking away from a relationship that you're comfortable with but is no longer supportive or healthy or safe, you need to break away from that so that you can allow both yourselves to go in separate directions and find happiness in other places, from other sources, with other people. Okay. Ooh, and I just heard, and once you close that door better stay closed. I don't know why it's coming in so strong like that, but it is what it is. Let's go ahead and get some cards. I was going to get another deck, but I'm being told because the messages are coming in so strong. And anytime that I use this deck, I always end up getting these very strong messages. Oh, and by the way, I'm using the Runic Tarot. I'll link it in the description box below. But let's get some energy about this current situation. We have an energy of what the collective is kind of dealing with, kind of the energy they exist in when they came into this reading. But let's see in regards to that. We have two people who feel connected to each other, deeply connected. And then this sense of justice, getting what's owed to you. So there's this connection, and then this feeling of getting what's owed to you. You've put in the work, you've put in the time, you've put in the effort. Now the payoff. So let's give 5 cards as to what the challenge is for possibly this connection during this full blood moon eclipse. Oh man, I just said, when I said the word eclipse, I heard emotions are vibrating wildly. Like heart explosions or heart realizations or heart waves of emotion. Oh my goodness. Okay. So it almost feels like there may be a culmination, or that like conclusion to this connection is in reach, like the answers are coming. Let's get some cards. Okay, these are the challenge. This is the challenge energy for the full moon. Actually, put it like this so that I don't involuntarily have an upside down deck. Okay, so first challenge, or one of the challenges, commitment. So in this King of Swords, Queen of Swords, these people in this connection, it seems like one of the main challenges this particular connection has is one of commitment. I'm hearing there's a fear with this commitment. There is, and I don't want to say fear, like as in doubt, but fear within worth. Now, earlier during the pre-shuffle, I talked about how the person who represents the Queen of Swords energy is someone who's looking back at their past and said, okay, no, why did I do this? Why did I do that? Why did I hold that belief? Why did I let that last so long? How can I learn from that? Like that kind of introspective, retrospectively looking at their lives and understanding that life is the classroom that teaches us our lessons. But what's that King of Swords doing? The other person in the connection. Are they the ones that are exhibiting the fear about commitment? I want to ask more questions about it, but perhaps it'll be answered by the following cards. Let's look. The Emperor. Okay. Man, these cards always, sorry, I didn't mean to hit my whole camera rig. Man, this energy already has had so much big energy. The fear that I'm leaning towards, it is the King of, whoever represents the King of Swords. Just because the King of Swords is represented the way it is doesn't mean you have to be any particular gender. It is just the characteristics that I outlined. It seems like the Queen of Swords has taken the time to look retrospectively at their life and what they've learned from those lessons. The King of Swords maybe he's having a harder time with commitment, being the type of person that is stable, being the type of person who's worthy. These are two strong cards. This is about commitment, higher levels of relationship, like, moving in together or hand fasting or marriage. And this is about having the confidence within self, both protective and nurturing, understanding where to put that energy in a healthy, stable way. This is in the challenge position. Hold on just a second. Sorry. This is in the challenge position during this full blood moon eclipse. And when I said eclipse, again, I was hearing emotions are like vibrating wildly. Explosions of the heart space. Waves of emotion, of realization. Conclusions are at a reach, or within reach. There is something about these feelings that someone in the connection is having that during this full moon eclipse, this full blood moon eclipse, it's both, how do I describe? It's both exciting and invigorating to this person, but it's also deeply concerning because I don't know if they've ever felt that kind of way before. Oh boy, okay. I'm sitting here in that energy and I heard, this is what they signed up for. This is what their soul signed up for. So it sounds like during this full blood moon, one part of this connection has, if it resonates, has already spiritually awoken. Like maybe they've been a spiritual person most of their lives and they're able to look back at their previous experiences and relationships and take the life lessons in a very real way, the 3D way, learning about how to read people in real time, and then also learning spiritual lessons, how to value yourself, put your soul and your heart at the forefront and take care and be kind to yourself and learn how to protect your energy from people who are undeserving of it. It's like the Queen of Swords, whoever represents the Queen of Swords, again, gender does not matter. It is just the characteristics. Whoever is embodying that Queen of Swords energy seems to have spiritually healed as well as in a very real way. Maybe has pursued some therapy and or practice mindfulness, meditates, that sort of thing. But they've had a spiritual awakening, but it was a long time ago. But the King of Swords, the other person in the relationship during this full blood moon eclipse, may have the strongest, most genuine waves of emotion during this particular eclipse. It's almost like I'm seeing a seawall being broken, like the flood of emotion during this blood full moon eclipse has broken, like the floodgates have broken. We are talking about a time astrologically for the spiritual community. It is about ending cycles, closing one chapter out, walking into a new one. It rebirth, healing. And specifically with the blood moon, it's courage. Having the courage to stand naked before the world in like a figurative way. and lay your soul and your heart bare to really accept who you are. This is the challenge that someone in the connection is having, leaning into that level of authenticity because they're afraid what people will think, how they will feel. And there's a certain level of self-esteem issues here. Let's get to the next card. The Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups to me is a very dreamy energy. It's daydreaming. It is having like the big pie in the sky kind of dreams. It also is sometimes being paralyzed by choice. And in this situation, I kind of feel like it's both. During this blood full moon, someone in this connection knows the decision that they want to make. The floodgates have been released. They've had a spiritual awakening. Their heart chakra has activated. Power on. They are feeling it. They are feeling it so intensely that they're worried that they might be losing grip with reality, or they might be having a health event, which, by the way, if that's you and you're feeling any type of weirdness in your chest or anywhere in your body, please get checked out by a doctor first before you just write it off as a spiritual awakening. Always be safe in the 3D. And then once you're checked out clear for that, understand this may be a spiritual awakening for you. Take it as it resonates, whoever you are in this situation. But the challenge energy is having all of those feelings, recognizing the connection between the King and the Queen of Swords, like this kind of really deep, connective soul connection, recognizing that, having the full-on wave, having the emotional seawall broken, so you're just feeling everything so intensely, and then worrying whether or not you have what it takes to really live authentically and continue to walk that path authentically. I feel like perhaps someone in the connection has been daydreaming about it a lot, maybe lost in thoughts. I'm hearing 1,000-mile stare, looking out the window, or laying in bed at night staring up at the ceiling, having a hard time sleeping because you're thinking, but not acting because you're not sure which way to act. This is a turning point for someone in the collective. This full blood moon eclipse, this is a huge turning point. Okay, let's see what the next one is. Nine of Wands. This is someone who has, okay, hold on. Okay, I think I might be getting it now. The Nine of Wands is about someone who I think you know what I'm trying to say. Colloquially. There it is. It's known as the Wounded Warrior. And it's about someone who has put in a lot of time and a lot of effort, invested a lot of time and effort into their one thing, into this assigned duty that they have. This person is worn and tired. This almost feels like, if this were a job situation, this is like the end of your shift and you are tired and you're hungry. You just want to go home, but you have to wait for the next person to relieve you of this duty. You won't leave because, you have a certain duty and responsibility, but you're like, dang, why won't this person show up? I just want to go home already. I get this feeling with someone in the connection that they've put a lot of time, a lot of effort into something, but they're waiting for a release. Quite literally a release, not just sitting on the couch and taking your shoes off and a release. You're comfortable, you can relax. No, a release of, get me out of this contract. I need a new job. This is no longer making me happy. I've been here 15 hours and they're asking me to work more overtime and I can't do it for 8 days in a row. I'm tired. Or I've been in this connection with someone, best friend, family, lover. I've been in this connection with someone and it was okay in the beginning. It was fine in the beginning, but over time it's deteriorated. There's not a lot of support. There's not a lot of love. I don't feel happy. When can I be released from this? And the thing is, we are the maestros of our own destiny. Yes? We make the decisions to do something or not do something, to say something or to not say something. So when it comes to situations, when it has to do with jobs or certain relationships, whether or not they be platonic, familial, or romantic, we have the power to change our own situation. We have the power to get that ball rolling. If you need aid, you still have to get that ball rolling before someone else can come in and help you. You have to advocate for yourself. These are the challenge energies. So now I'm being asked to grab a different deck. So let me go ahead and put those aside. I think that I will use the Heaven and Earth Tarot, also by the same maker of the Runic Tarot. Hold on, let me grab it. Okay, so what sort of clarification can Spirit give us about each one of these things that someone in the collective is having a hard time with during this blood full moon? I just heard, I forgive myself. I'm doing the best that I can. Okay, well, we have lots of cards. So these two landed right where they likely should be. And then let me put those there. Okay, so let's start. Okay, we'll start over here. The Hierophant is defined by clarity given by the universe as the Knight of Cups. The fear someone is having in this connection about the ability to be in a relationship, the ability to have higher levels of commitment, like moving in, marriage, hand fasting, whatever it is. The fear of the inability or the combination of being able to commit is Spirit asking during this full blood moon eclipse, Knight of Cups. You don't have to rush into this connection, but you do have to come forward with honesty and being earnest. This doesn't mean jumping into something serious right away. This simply means being honest and earnest, a step at a time. Even if you only took one step a day, at the end of the year, you would have taken 365 steps, everyday progress. And I can understand that, depending on your situation, I can't speak for everyone because this is a collective read and it may not resonate with everyone, but advocating for yourself, if you want something, you have to put effort towards it. If there's a fear of commitment, if there's a fear of worthiness, if there's a fear and anxieties surrounding whether or not you're able to do it, take tiny steps every day and communicate. Oh, communication is so important. If this is about a connection as in it being romantic, don't hold that burden all on your own. If this person that you're connected with, the whoever represents the King of Swords and whoever represents the Queen of Swords, divine counterparts or deep connection, yes, but communicate to each other. If one is having a hard time but you don't tell the other, how can the other help be supportive? And how can you both agree on a pace to work towards a possible relationship if you're not talking about it? You don't have to rush through it. This is not how fast can you get to the end of the race, but pacing yourself in the race so you don't hurt yourself, you don't get tired, you don't pull a muscle, that sort of thing. talk to each other. Communication is paramount. Okay, clarification for the Emperor. Again, we have another, this is 8 of Pentacles. This is about working towards it. 8 of Pentacles is about not just working towards something, but is working towards something you love. Quite literally in this situation is working towards a connection, but not just working towards something that you love, but putting the time to pay attention to the small details. Remembering to cross all the T's and dot all the I's. It's like an artisan. You know, it's not an artisan versus mass producing something. An artisan takes time to make bespoke crafts. Maybe it's artisan beer or bread or cheese or something that takes time, takes skill, takes effort. It's not to be rushed. So with these two so far, in relation to this person, whoever it is, maybe it's you, maybe it's your person, the Hierophant, there's a fear about whether or not someone can commit, anxiety about commitment, or whether or not they're worthy, that someone could believe that they want to be with them. And the Emperor being 100% confident in oneself, being both nurturing and strong and protective. It's all the King energy all together wrapped up in one. Spirit's answer is you don't have to rush. In fact, you shouldn't rush, especially if you're coming from a place where you're feeling fear over the ability to commit. If you love this person and you want to be with them, you should not rush this. This is not a race. This is not how fast can I come in to offer this love and this relationship to this person. No, Spirit is asking, take your time. It should not be rushed. Go over with a fine-tooth comb. Take the time to be earnest and honest, but also take the time and the effort. Hold on just a second. Pardon me. Another hiccup. Take the time to put forth the effort, like an artisan crafter who can't be rushed. I mean, the Sistine Chapel wasn't rushed. That took time and effort. Any of the great artists of the past took time and effort to build their masterpiece. This union with the sword court cards, the king and the queen, to build something that strong takes time and effort. It can't be rushed. Spirit in this right here is telling me it can't be rushed. And honestly, it should not be rushed. Oops. Okay, now pardon me for hitting the camera again. For the 7 of Cups energy, this kind of like daydreaming, laying on your back, staring up at the ceiling. This could be you. This could be a person just in their thoughts, thinking of all these different scenarios. How could they do this? And I don't mean like, how could they do this? Like, how could they do this to me? But like, how should I do this? What is the deal? That's like the 4th time. What is the deal? Someone is taking a lot of time in their own head, looking out the window, 1,000-yard stare, looking up at the ceiling while laying on bed, daydreaming, thinking about it, but being paralyzed by choice. They've come up with all these different scenarios of how they're going to come forward honestly in earnest energy. They're being paralyzed by choice. They're not really sure how they should come in because of the fact that they have so many scenarios in their heads. What we have here is the Queen of Pentacles as the clarification. The Queen of Pentacles is a soft, gentle, understanding, nurturing, mothering, super stable energy. Very kind of people's imperfections and perceived inadequacies to them. Very, very kind. And so what this is telling me is whoever this is, could be you or your person, stressing out over how to come forward. The Queen of Pentacles energy is telling me whoever is debating moving forward, the recipient of that move forward they're not critiquing your approach or they're not critiquing your approach. They're not going to say, well, you didn't come in with, a bottle of wine or a dinner, or you didn't come in with a fully planned out speech and got on one knee. They didn't come in with a dissertation about what this relationship means to them. That's not the kind of energy this is. This is a very kind, accepting, understanding that everyone is human. There's a patience to them. Could be you, could be your person. There is a patience. So Spirit, during this full blood moon eclipse, is saying, stop stressing about how you're going to come in. This person is not judging you on your approach. What they're looking for is earnest honesty, realness, and someone who's willing to make the effort. It doesn't matter if you're fumbling over your words, or you trip on the way up the stairs to see them, or your voice is quavering, or you start to cry, or you get flustered. They're not judging you on how you approach. What they're looking for is honesty, communication, earnestness. Earnestness? I don't know if that's actually a word, but I think you get what I mean. Again, I'm hearing courage during this blood moon. It's like courage and emotional revelation seem to be like the theme with this, with a full moon eclipse, I mean. And the clarification for the 9 of Wands is the 10 of Wands. When you look at the 10 of Wands, this person's carrying all these sticks on their back. This goes from the 9 to the 10. And so for me, that is Spirit or the universe saying they recognize all of the effort that someone has put in towards, their job or a relationship. But now it's time to lay down those burdens. The 10 of Wands, once you lay down those burdens, moves right to the Ace of Wands. And the Ace of Wands is about taking actions. So Spirit is saying, we recognize that you're tired. We recognize that you're waiting for your out. But you're the one who puts down the burden. No one's going to release you from whatever you perceive to be happening to you. It's you who takes the action. You put down this burden. You're so close. The conclusion to this journey is you're at the precipice of starting a new chapter. Oh, I'm just knocking things all over the place. You're at the precipice of starting a new chapter. You have to lay down the burden. You have to take the action to lay down the burden. Because once you lay down these 10 wands, you can move right to the Ace of Wands, which is moving forward with action, with passion, with conviction, with heart towards whatever it is that you seek. My inclination is this: if this person can put down the things that are holding them back, that are making way down, that make them feel way down, that make them feel like they can't, the first place they're gonna go when they put down those 10 of Wands and only has the 1 is towards their counterpart, their King or Queen of Swords. Take it as it resonates. Whoever represents whoever in that tarot card royal couple. You have to take the action. Again, I'm hearing you are the maestro of your own destiny. So I'm going to pull some oracle cards as a way to close out this full blood moon eclipse energy. I'm just trying to decide which one. I think I'm definitely using my Moonology. I'll go with the Moonology, the manifestation one first. Okay, let me get the book so I can read it to you. Okay, 2 messages. I'll get one from the Moonology Manifestation deck. Oh, let me not do that to this. Hold on. Let me shuffle it above the table so that I'm not knocking over my cards. And then I'll use the Moonology Messages. There we go. So we have New Moon in Libra. Know you are loved. which is interesting because we're dealing with two air signs, the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords. And here we are with the Libra card, know you are loved. And I was going to put it right down here, unconsciously thinking about someone having anxiety about their ability to commit, someone having fears that they don't have what it takes, that they're not worthy, that they're not strong enough. And I'm putting that down on them. I will read that card from the book, but I also want to pull one card from the Moonology Messages. Do the same thing. I don't want to mess up my spread, so I'll just shuffle it off the side here. Let's see what card comes out from the messages. Okay, so then we have, talk to the moon. Communicate. Didn't I just say communication is paramount? Okay, let me put this down here and I will get the deck, or the deck. Wait, no, I'll get the books for these decks that I've used. Okay, so we're going to do the new moon in Libra, you are loved. Okay, let me find the... Okay, new moon in Libra. Okay, new moon in Libra. Find a balance. Focusing on your own wants and needs is understandable. We all need to look after ourselves. However, this card suggests you need to find balance between what you need versus what someone else needs. Walk a mile in their shoes. Once you understand where they're coming from and why, you can take action. If you've been through a worrying time, including regarding your health, this card reminds you to find the right people for help. Make up your own mind about your situation rather than being influenced by others. Oh my God. Okay, so this makes me feel like this energy of I've put a lot of time and effort into it. Sunk cost fallacy. Just because you spend a lot of time making a mistake doesn't mean you should stick to it, kind of thing. If other people are telling you, oh, you know what, you've been with that job for like 10 years and now management has changed and now they're treating you differently and now they're overworking you and not listening to your very valid wants, needs, and resources you need for your job. And you're like, well, maybe I should move on. Just stay there. You've already invested your time. Like, is really that the advice that you want people to be giving you and that you want to hear? Or what if it's a relationship? What if you've been with someone for years and all of a sudden you feel unhappy and unfulfilled and unsupported, and you've talked to them about their bad behavior or, the lack of communication, and they're just like, meh, okay, I'll change, and then they don't. Is really the answer, oh, I'll just stay in it because I've already invested all these years? No, don't think about what other people need. It's not selfish to think about what you want, what you need, and what you require, and thus acting upon that. You are loved. There are people in the world who will love you just as you are. There are jobs out there in the world that will recognize and commend your hard work ethic and reward you for that. There are relationships, both platonic, romantic, and familial, that will understand your wants, needs, respect your boundaries. And when you say, hey, I need more communication, they could say, okay, I understand. Let's do that. Let's communicate more. You don't have to settle, is what I'm saying. Okay, so now we're going to look for talk to the moon, communicate. Okay, so that's 114. Ooh, the light is getting lower. I should have had another light. I'm almost literally reading by candlelight. Okay, talk to the moon. Your outlook is positive, but you need to communicate with your higher self, with the moon, or with someone. Start with the idea of communicating with your higher self. This is a part of you connected to all life everywhere. Learning to connect with this part of you is easy to do. Simply sit quietly and ask your higher self what you need to know about your own situation. Request answers. Close your eyes, breathe gently, and see what messages come to you. Have a pen and piece of paper handy so you can make notes and then return to your breathing. You can do this exercise under the moon, go out into the night, sit quietly, asking for answers about your situation. That's the esoteric part of this card. However, it can also suggest that as well as divining answers in this magical way, you might also need to talk to someone in real life, either to the person involved in your situation or someone else who can help you. I did say that in the King of Queen and Sword dynamic, if one person needs something but is not communicating it, how can the other part of that relationship, that connection, how can they step up to support someone that they care, to support the person that they love, support someone that they believe in? If they don't know what they need, communication is paramount. And I meant to show you, these are the decks that I used. The Moonology Messages and Manifestations. But yeah, that is the message. I'm sorry it was such an abrupt end, but it just felt like that was the end. I read the cards. My guides feel pretty satisfied with what I've channeled here. Let me show you the decks that I did use. So I used the Heaven and Earth Tarot, and I also used the Runic Tarot. And so that's it. Thank you so much for stopping by to hear my reading on this full blood moon eclipse. What a beautiful, beautiful celestial event this is going to be. I'm so excited to see it. I don't have a schedule. I post as I feel called to, but lately I've been hearing that I should be doing more readings because I heard I need to be connecting with more people. And perhaps I can't get my energy to find the right people if I don't post. So I'm going to try and be a little bit more, consistent in how I post, and listen more to, if I have like even the smallest inkling, grab a deck of cards and let's sit down and let's hash it out. Anyhow, my name is Angel. Thank you so much for stopping by. This is Rabbit and Moon Tarot, and enjoy that beautiful, beautiful moon. And I will see you at the next reading.